before we go into the, well, scary part of semi-finals?
Yeah, we should be hopefully getting the recap soon. But yeah, while we wait, what did you think of the weekend matches?
Well, there were some on Saturday that I felt were not as close as I wanted them to be. But very exciting nonetheless. We got a 5-2 and a 5-3, if I recall correctly. Very good matches right there. And of course, my favorite has to be today's Poland versus Malaysia match. I expected Malaysia to win, and it looked like Malaysia was going to win until the very end, but Poland really pulled through right there.
I do think we're ready for the recap.
Yes.
So let's get this started with the first match, which was between Spain and United Kingdom, which wasn't actually a bad start to the weekend, I have to say. I mean, it wasn't exactly as close as it could have been, but I mean, a 5-2 is a pretty good start to the weekend.
It started off very close, though. I mean, they were stealing points off each other at the beginning, and I believe the score was 2-2 at a point. And then Spain just steamrolled over them when UK ran out of picks.
Yeah, it probably would have been once Spain picked Ram, I reckon. I'm guessing that's probably when things just basically went their way. I mean, a lot of the picks are a lot of common ones, like we had Snake, Marry Me Nightmare, Pumpin' Junkies. Nothing really left wing. I mean, the only kind of uncommon thing about it was Altair, which we didn't see that much of.
Most definitely predominant over the others. Especially, and say Alice and Knife. In the female picks, 4 picks each on this weekend, if I recall properly.
Yeah, I think they were both picked up 4 times. Let me just quickly check that actually. Interesting, it says Alice was picked 3 times. That's coming right. I'll have to check that soon. But moving on, we did have Chile versus Brazil, which was another 5-2 actually, which was pretty good. Definitely a good start to the weekend. No 5-0s.
Yeah.
And again, we saw some fairly common picks. I mean, we've got Pumpin' Junkies again, Marry Me Nightmare. I was surprised to see Sick. It did surprise me quite a bit. In fact, I think the picks in this one were very identical to the first one. The only real difference was Sick got picked up instead of Ram, and that was about it. I mean, all in all, they were very, very similar matches. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much to say about either of them. They were pretty good matches, but I do think they could have gotten a bit closer.
That's true, definitely.
I also believe they were both lower brackets, weren't they?
Oof, yeah, that was the losers bracket, right? So the losers of these matches actually dropped out of the tournament, which were the UK and
Brazil.
Brazil, correct.
And we also had the first winner bracket encounter, I believe, which was the United States versus Australia, which was a little bit more one-sided with a 5-1 win this time. But as I think Tasha was saying, that one definitely could have been a lot closer. I think he was expecting quite a bit more from Australia that one. I think this is where we started to see a bit more diversity in the maps getting picked up, because this is when we started seeing Feeling Mega Good and Titsu get the fire truck out What have we decided to call that one?
Oops, or leave.
That's the one.
Can we just say it on stream once? We might as well.
What, to get the fuck out? I mean,
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm just following what you guys are doing. But yeah, that was a... Anyway, yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good match, but again, I do think that one could have been closer. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, well, I wanted the match to be a lot closer, obviously, for the entertainment value, but also because I'm pretty much rooting for Australia, so, yeah.
A lot of the points, Australia actually came incredibly close to taking from United States. So you're right, it could have gone a bit closer, but I just guess United States just managed to win on most of every single point. So yeah, I guess United States were... I mean, I'm hesitant to say it came down to luck, but honestly, if like Australia were in a bit of a better shape today, or United States were a bit like worn down today, then it could have made all the difference, in my opinion.
Anyway, we should definitely move on to the next one, which was one of the more bigger matches, which was Canada versus South Korea, which was surprisingly 5-1. I did expect that one to be quite a bit closer.
Personally, I don't find it that surprising. Canada is a top contender to win the tournament, and with they have an incredibly strong lineup. Whereas Korea,
but I wouldn't want to underestimate South Korea in this. I mean, I was expecting Canada to win, but I was thinking more like a 5-2, maybe 5-3.
Maybe. I think Canada just played their picks really smart and just were able to snatch victory from Korea.
I'm kind of half surprised they only went for one of the hidden maps, but then again, Egoism was the second one, and that wasn't very pretty. Do you think there's anything South Korea could have done differently there?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is, do they have the players that they actually want to have in the tournament right now? Because I'm looking at the global ranking right here, or rather the Korean ranking, and I don't know whether they use the players that they really intended to use. I'm not quite sure about that. Definitely not helping South Korea right here. So maybe it's the player choice, but that's just my way of thinking right there.
Well, I mean, all these players can do is use what's given to them, so...
Sure, right.
Alright, well, after that one we had Hong Kong and Japan.
A very exciting match.
Would you like to offer any insight to this one?
Well, it was the first sweet match of the weekend, I would say. So it's the first 5-0. I have to say Hong Kong was really close in taking some points, but I just guess Japan was just too strong. And I mean, we tried our best, but you know, consistency issues and just simply skill in general, Japan was the superior team. So it looks like Japan hasn't lost a single point at all in this tournament, which is something worthy of note.
Do you think that'll happen soon?
I have a feeling in the next stage, Canada is capable of taking a point from Japan. Although looking at the map pool, I don't think there are many things that Canada can take off Japan. So, yeah, it could really go like either way, to be honest.
Alright, well, we shall have to see in the coming weekend. But I believe for now we will continue on with the next match, which was Germany, Taiwan?
Oh
Yes.
boy.
Yeah.
Match.
Hey, you all never got this one to zero.
Well, first of all, we were happy that we didn't get swept completely off the surface. We did manage to pull out a victory on Ensei Alice, which we didn't really expect, but well, we picked it and we did manage to get the point. This was rather expectable of the score. Taiwan being one of the titans of taiko, constantly well, battling against Taiwan in grand finals, and this is quite frankly something I can see in this year's grand final as well. So far, nothing has surprised me that much in this game, except for the ban that Taiwan went for, which is embraced by the Flames. I figured that Taiwan is consistent enough to just go with whatever is being picked. Maybe this was something of a decision that was made because everything else is just as good for them. So they ended up just betting whatever, and well, it worked out indeed. And well, due to the fact that well, Germany is a little bit on the low side when it comes to double time, they completely relied on the pool right there, and of course got the points of that, and that was just enough to completely, or almost completely, swipe the German team. And even though Germany relied on technical picks such as Marry Nightmare, feeling mega good, I would call technical as well. Yeah, they were not able to pull out any scores right there except for Ensei Alice.
Okay, well, I think we'll move on to the next one, which was arguably, well, not, I'd say arguably the best match of the weekend.
Yeah.
Poland, Malaysia.
Right. So indeed, a very close match right there, 5 versus 4. That was almost a reverse 5-0. We did see a 4-1 score at one point, and well, Poland was just able to pull through every single point follow-up there in order to get to the 5-4. Playing very nice picks right there from their end, and also coupled with Malaysia's picks really nicely. Ending up with actually playing the tiebreaker as the only matchup that pulls off the tiebreaker in this whole stage. Well, Poland was able to clutch it out, and I think there were 2 failed. No, wait. I think everybody failed except for Creepy Duck. So that just really shows how hard this map really is, especially the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it was. I always do find it fun when basically everyone fails a tiebreaker.
It was really difficult this time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of interested to see what the next one will be. But I mean, overall, it was a very good match. I mean,
Yeah.
definite proof that you shouldn't give up even on the last point. So hopefully we'll see. I'm hoping that we'll see more matches like that. Definitely a good reminder.
Yeah. I haven't had too many tiebreakers just yet. I really want some more.
You know, I mean, that was only the 3rd one we've seen, so
Yeah, right.
I really hope we see more. And then our next and last one, which we should hopefully be seeing soon. Okay, yeah. So our last one that we saw was the France vs Indonesia match, which I did actually expect to be a little bit closer.
Same here. Yeah, I didn't really expect a complete sweep right here, but it did happen. So, talking about the bans, I really expected France to ban Ensei Alice. That was if the Germany-Taiwan match was set out, so Germany was sure to win that one, we would have banned Ensei Alice as well, because this is a map where anything can happen if you're consistent enough, and That's because the map is easy enough to just score a full combo on for any team. And well, you don't want to trip up on those ever. So a good choice right there. And also Ganymede, Kamami Mix was a good ban because France is very fast indeed with Ikoro and Timmy Ahmed and everybody else really on that side. And together, combined with the technicality of the map, yeah, definitely a good pick to ban.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just very well played by France in general.
Yeah, that is true. Very impressive accuracies and combos, but well, combos don't matter too much anymore. So mainly very good accuracy, especially Timmy Ahmed really shone out today.
And I guess that will do it for the recap, which means we are down to one thing left.
Boy, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, I only know half of the maps in the map pool, looking at it.
Indeed. I'm a player that focuses on, you know, unranked maps and hard ones to that, and I also only know half of these maps.
I know more than half of the Nomad pool. I know the whole of the Hidden pool. I don't know any of the Hard Rock pool because I don't touch Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Double Time, I know half.
Yeah.
Free Mod, I know one. And I've never heard of this tiebreaker before.
Really?
That's correct. Yeah.
Nope, never heard of the tiebreaker before.
I haven't either.
Interesting.
So we're both in for a surprise. I suspect the tiebreaker was picked by Sayaka because the mapper is French. Spoilers. Clue, it's not Sayaka. Alright, so let's get on with the map pool, I suppose.
We will of course start with the normal pool.